Welcome back. The Department of Veterans Affairs is just one agency that's working on driving its use of artificial intelligence faster. You can learn more about what VA is doing next week on the FedGov Today podcast. That acceleration at VA will revolve around several pillars. According to Rob Zuppert, he's intelligence community lead at Nvidia. Rob, welcome. Thanks for coming on the program. VA, lots of other agencies across the government doing a lot with artificial intelligence. What are the pillars that they should build and then build on to really do artificial intelligence effectively?
Definitely. Thank you very much, Francis, for the time to join FedGov today. There are three challenges that the world's facing that's also impacting the government. The first is sustainability. Data centers require more power efficiency. Essentially, how do we get more throughput, more work done with the data centers that we have today? The second is, and we all heard about ChatGPT, is generative AI. Generative AI is taxing our data centers, requiring us to rethink how do we deploy compute for these key artificial intelligence applications. And the last being the digital transformation, essentially getting value out of the data that we have today. And at Nvidia, since 2012, with the big bang in artificial intelligence, researchers took Nvidia GPUs combined with large amounts of data and deep neural networks to really have the big bang in AI. And that kicked off this whole revolution. And for the past 10 years, Nvidia has been on this journey to figure out exactly how do we help accelerate and address some of the performance considerations that are required from a data center with accelerated computing, and then how also do we provide for our customers, for the ecosystem, the platform of artificial intelligence. And with that, we've created an AI platform. It's created on three key pillars. The first is an AI supercomputer. Many people know Nvidia for our technology in GPU computing. We've taken that and optimized that for artificial intelligence. The second piece is creating a platform service. Essentially, we have what we call Nvidia AI Enterprise. This is an end-to-end AI solution focused on data analytics and data science. And the last is really important to developers. Developers help take the use cases and applications and make them real for end users. And we do that through our acceleration libraries. So this is a full stack optimized computing solution, both software and hardware, that's really critical to accelerate artificial intelligence in government today.
When you go into an agency and you talk to them, and some agencies maybe for the first time,
right,
what's the groundwork that they should lay before they get ready to really build something? Because it sounds like you've got the tools, that's fine.
Yes.
But what do they need in order to be prepared to go on this journey, Rob?
Definitely the first piece in our go-to-market in all industries is really focusing on mission applications and use cases. Who are the developers for those mission applications and use cases, and what do you want to accomplish? Level setting expectations on what you're trying to accomplish, I think, is the first piece. The second piece is data. Looking at what data you have, what data do you need, and what data is accessible to be able to training, because the pipeline that we need to go through for artificial intelligence is the data prep process, the training aspect, inference, and then deploying to scale. And so this is a journey, and starting at the forefront of what are the use cases and applications, how do we help those developers be successful? That's our approach to the market. We start there with the developers and the use cases, enabling them to be successful.
What's the biggest obstacle that you've seen agencies have regarding data? Because everybody's trying to get their arms around it. We'll talk about that data in a moment, inside one in particular.
Right.
But where do agencies struggle, and where do they do well in some cases with data, do you think?
I think each agency is unique in this regard with data. I think the biggest thing that we see is just stovepipes of data, of bringing all the data together. I think cloud has naturally helped that, bringing all the data lakes together where the data is accessible. But that's definitely a challenge, I think, that we see in a lot of the agencies that we support. What do they do well? I think there are, depending on the agency, they do have data that's already labeled in some instances. And so I think knowing what data they have, there are a lot of regulations and requirements in government to know what data you have. And so I think that piece of it is really key. But bringing the data together, knowing what data you have and bringing it together to get it ready for the data prep process and artificial intelligence is a really key piece.
Is there, what's the big maintenance issues that you expect to see agencies deal with regarding staying ready and maintaining their infrastructures to be able to deliver on the potential of AI, Rob?
That's a great question. The one thing that we see, ChatGPT, I think, was a great example that it's the first application that hit 100 million users in 2 months. And so we see this rapid exponential increase in the digital transformation. Applications are constantly changing, and the compute requirements are just going through the roof. And at the same time, technology companies like Nvidia are innovating at the speed of light. And so I think the private-public partnership that's really required, and what our team here at Nvidia, focused on the federal sector, is really focused on doing, is creating that bridge to ensuring that we have that partnership. What's coming? Where are we focused as a company? And then in return, we can help the government in their planning process and ensure that they're looking 2, 3, 5 years out for their infrastructure, what applications are coming that they need to think through and plan out that infrastructure for the future.
Rob, it's great to have you on the program. Thanks very much for your time today.
Thank you very much, Francis.
You can learn more about accelerating AI across government at fedgovtoday.com. Up next, managing the data deluge at the National Science Foundation. CIO Dorothy Aronson's here when FedGov Today with Francis Rose continues in a moment.